Good evening, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the heart of football country. Let me ask you something right off the top, something that almost feels unreal to even say out loud. When was the last time the Kansas City Chiefs finished a season watching the playoffs from the couch? It's been more than a decade. And yet, here we are, closing the book on the 2025 regular season with heartbreak, disbelief, and a whole lot of questions about what just happened to one of the greatest dynasties the NFL has ever seen. This season didn't end with confetti falling at Arrowhead. It didn't end with Patrick Mahomes hoisting another Lombardi trophy, or Travis Kelce dancing in the end zone with that familiar swagger. It ended with silence. It ended with a superstar quarterback on the sideline, knee wrapped, eyes locked on the field, knowing he couldn't help his team anymore. And it ended with the Kansas City Chiefs officially eliminated from playoff contention for the first time since 2014. Let that sink in for a moment. It all came crashing down in a game that felt like it carried the weight of an entire era. Late in the fourth quarter against the Los Angeles Chargers, a bitter AFC West rival, the Chiefs were fighting for their season. Arrowhead Stadium was alive, shaking, roaring, doing what it always does when everything is on the line. The Chiefs were down by just a field goal, and the ball was in the hands of the man Chiefs Kingdom trusts more than anyone. Patrick Mahomes dropped back, scanned the field, felt pressure, and did what he's done 1,000 times before. He scrambled. He twisted. He tried to make magic. But this time, magic turned into a nightmare. Mahomes was spun down awkwardly, his left leg caught underneath him. He stayed down. And in a stadium known for being the loudest in the NFL, you could hear a pin drop. No tomahawk chop. No cheers. Just fear. The replay told a story nobody wanted to see, and the MRI confirmed the worst. A torn ACL, with additional ligament damage. Surgery the next day. Season over. For Chiefs fans, it felt like a gut punch layered on top of another gut punch, because the bad news didn't stop there. Just days later, the NFL announced the 2025 Pro Bowl rosters, and somehow, someway, Patrick Mahomes was not on the AFC quarterback list. No Pro Bowl. Again. 2 straight years. For a 2-time league MVP and 3-time Super Bowl champion, it felt almost disrespectful. Now, let's slow this down and really break it apart, because context matters. Mahomes didn't have a bad season by normal standards. He threw for 3,587 yards, 7th most in the entire league. He accounted for 22 passing touchdowns. And when injuries piled up around him, especially along the offensive line and in the backfield, he became the Chiefs' most dangerous runner. 422 rushing yards. 5 rushing touchdowns, the most he's ever had in a single season. He extended plays with his legs, turned broken pockets into first downs, and carried an offense that was constantly patching itself together week after week. But football is cruel sometimes. His completion percentage dipped to 62.7%. The Chiefs struggled in close games, finishing a brutal 1-7 record in one-score contests. And despite Mahomes doing everything humanly possible, the wins just didn't pile up like they used to. Kansas City went 6-8 in his starts before the injury, a shocking number for a team that once felt automatic every Sunday. To understand how jarring this season was, you have to zoom out and remember who the Chiefs are. This is a franchise built on legacy. This is a team that lifted its first Super Bowl trophy in the 1969 season behind the calm leadership of Len Dawson. This is a team that watched Derek Thomas terrorize quarterbacks in the 1990s, redefining what a pass rusher could be. This is a team that saw Tony Gonzalez revolutionize the tight end position long before Travis Kelce took that torch and turned it into a flamethrower. And in the modern era, under Andy Reid, the Chiefs became something even bigger. A dynasty. Super Bowl champions in 2020. Again in 2023. Again in 2024. 5 Super Bowl appearances in 6 seasons. 9 straight AFC West titles. 10 consecutive playoff berths. Arrowhead Stadium transformed into a fortress, holding the Guinness World Record for the loudest crowd noise ever recorded at 142.2 decibels. Opposing teams didn't just play the Chiefs. They survived them. So what went wrong in 2025? The answer isn't simple, but it starts up front. The offensive line never truly found consistency. Injuries forced constant shuffling, and Mahomes felt pressure more quickly than at any point in his career. Isaiah Pacheco, the physical heartbeat of the run game, missed significant time, forcing Mahomes to take on even more responsibility. Defenses sat back, dared the Chiefs to run, and crowded throwing lanes, knowing Kansas City couldn't always punish them on the ground. Defensively, there were flashes of dominance. Chris Jones was still a wrecking ball in the middle, collapsing pockets and commanding double teams. But the unit couldn't always compensate for offensive struggles. In previous seasons, the Chiefs thrived in chaos, winning ugly, winning close, winning late. This year, those same moments slipped away. Statistically, the contrast is striking. In Mahomes' 2018 MVP season, he threw for over 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, rewriting the record books. In 2022, another MVP, he combined efficiency with explosiveness, carving up defenses in every imaginable way. In 2025, the numbers were solid, but not spectacular by his own historic standards. And in a league obsessed with stats, perception often outweighs reality. The injury, of course, changes everything. An ACL tear typically means a 9 to 12-month recovery. Chiefs fans remember the example of Tom Brady in 2008, who came back from the same injury and played at an elite level well into his 40s. Mahomes is younger. He's obsessive about preparation. Reports already say he's attacking rehab with the same intensity he brings to game day. Team trainers are optimistic about a Week 1 return in 2026. If you could put a microphone in front of Mahomes right now, you can almost hear him. He'd probably admit it hurts. He'd probably admit the Pro Bowl snub stings. But then he'd smile and say this is fuel. That this is the kind of adversity that builds something dangerous. Andy Reid would echo that sentiment. He'd talk about reloading, not rebuilding. About getting healthy. About reinforcing the offensive line. About trusting the culture that's been built over more than a decade. And Chiefs Kingdom, the fans, they feel it too. There's frustration, sure, but there's also belief. Because when you've seen what this team has done, you don't forget it overnight. There are big questions ahead. Travis Kelce, now 36, is openly reflecting on his future. The Chiefs will have a higher draft pick than they're used to, an opportunity to add young talent. The AFC West is no longer a guaranteed coronation. The Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers all smell opportunity. And yet, as strange as it sounds, this setback might be exactly what reignites the fire. Even off the field, the Chiefs remain part of the cultural conversation. Mahomes is everywhere, from commercials to community work. Kelce's media presence keeps the spotlight on Kansas City year-round. This season feels like the dramatic low point in a long-running blockbuster, the moment where the heroes fall before the comeback. So here's the prediction, and yes, it's bold. Patrick Mahomes comes back in 2026 healthy, motivated, and angry in the best possible way. The Chiefs stabilize the roster, reclaim their edge, and remind the NFL why Arrowhead is still one of the most feared places to play. The AFC West crown? Back in Kansas City. Super Bowl conversations? Absolutely back on the table. Because dynasties don't end quietly. They pause. They absorb the hit. And then they respond. Chiefs Kingdom, this season hurt. There's no sugarcoating it. But football has always been about resilience. Stick with this team. Support Mahomes through rehab. Trust the process. And get ready, because when Arrowhead roars again, it's going to be deafening. Thanks for riding through this season with us. Stay loud. Stay proud. And as always, go Chiefs.